Some people love to get up early in the morning and watch the sunrise, but typically the only way any of us are going to see it is if we haven't been to bed yet. So on occasions where I know that Billy has to be up first thing in the morning, there's a very high probability for miscues and miscommunications. And that's definitely the case this morning. You see, Chris, Billy, Tommy, and Allison are flying from Ohio to Florida this morning for the all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive race at Bradenton with Cletus. There's been a lot of trash talk between rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive guys, and I'm not going to be left out. This was Chris's first opportunity to ride in the Biscane, and since he's got a couple of these all-wheel drive AUDIs, I told him he can get it whenever he wants it. So the smack talk was just starting to heat up when we pulled into Tommy's driveway, and I knocked on the door to get him out of bed. I figured there's no way he didn't hear me or see me out front. It takes up his whole driveway.
Guess what?
God, Billy, you stink to high heaven. Oh my God. Text your brother and get him out of bed. Ugh. Typically, Billy's the ringleader in whatever we're doing. However, he's not very good at communicating, which has, in the past, led to some contention between Billy and his brother. What do you have to say for yourself? Your brother and Allison now have to sit in the back of that car with your stench.
Good. They deserve it. How's your morning?
Well, your brother just shit in the back of the car, and you're going to have to sit in that.
All right.
So, he said that's what you get for being late.
You guys never told me what time. I just completely assumed. I mean, we're not that late.
You mean your brother didn't explain to you the plan?
No, he told me the flight's at 9:45. It's the only information I know. You guys showing up was a complete mystery. I just assumed to be up by 7. So that's what it was. And here we are.
Tommy claims that you did not tell
Get in
him
there.
what time to be up, what time he would be picked up.
Man, it's time to go. He knows what time he's flying out. He's an adult. He should be able to figure out when he needs to get up.
As tensions rise between Billy and Tommy, there's also tension rising between Chris and I. Chris has been talking mad shit all the way here. And we've locked in a race between the Biscane and his Kraut wagon, the white one. All-wheel drive, twin-turbo, Shiza wagon.
I think he needs to try the gray one first, then make it to the white one. You know, kind of like a boss status. You know, you get the hand-me-down first, and then you get the. Wow. That's my shit talking.
You might have to run the diesel one first.
You might have to freaking wipe. He shit in the back of the car as soon as we pulled in the driveway. That's why the doors are open, airing it out.
No, this thing did.
I figured. I figured.
Scheiße! That's the only German I know. What's that mean? Shit in German?
In the car!
Scheiße!
Get in, come on.
They claim that you have said nothing, no planning. It's
That's
all
not
on
true.
a whim.
I told Allison.
Oh, it's Allison's fault now. Oh.
Look up and you told me last night
Shut up!
to get up in time.
It's 8:16.
Which direction?
Thomas
Head!
All I hear is excuses. You could either or. You just go into 270.
Hold on. He
Oh.
told me our flight was
Wait a
at
minute, what?
8:45.
Literally either way works.
I was like, oh, maybe Billy mistyped or something. Whatever. He seems confident. I always seem late.
I mean, we're not even late. We're not even
Or
late.
9:45. I'm sorry.
Nobody's late. There's nobody late.
I think we're a little late.
It's the only way to talk shit to Chris is Scheiße!
17. We're
That's
okay.
what you're going to be saying when this thing rolls over your freaking Audi. You hear me?
Ah, that's why he's speaking German.
You feel that?
What is this guy's problem?
You feel that?
Chris has I don't feel a single
I don't
thing.
feel nothing. This thing is literally making a noise and not going anywhere.
That's America.
God help us.
When we got stopped at a traffic light, Chris could tell what was about to happen. This is America. Your Kraut wagon doesn't stand a chance.
You're about to leave your drive shaft at the stoplight here.
Scheiße! You know what that means? It means be quiet. Oh! What was that? Oh my God, what was that, Chris? That was just the tip. Now, admittedly, I've never run this car at the track, and the only passes I've ever seen the car make were at about half throttle with the transmission shifting early. That's when Disco Dean and Lindsay had it at sick week, so there's a distinct possibility that I could be in trouble. But I've got a few days to find out before the kids get back from Florida.
Thanks for taking us. When we get back, this thing's getting up.
By who? Not by you.
Kraut wagon.
Yeah, the Kraut wagon. It's Steinhauser!
Wait, notice this kid has a mullet.
Just gonna
I
not talk
know.
about that.
I just.
He's putting on for Cletus.
Bye, guys. See you, Chris. I can't wait to you up when you get back. What's going on, KP? What the? Look at you. New shoes? Got your ears lowered? You trying to get a new girlfriend or something?
Everybody else got their ears lowered, so I had to get mine.
Yeah. I got my hair cut and Billy got his hair cut. I took them this morning to drop them off at the airport, and there's been a bunch of shit talk going on between me and Chris.
I believe it.
So listen, while they're down in Florida, you and I got to get that Biscane ready for action, because I think I'm going to have to break one off an old Chris. That Kraut wagon he's got out back, that turbocharged AUDI, whatever the hell that thing is. I guess he's got two of them. He's got the black one, and then he's got a white one. The white one's the faster of the two, but he seems to think he can clean my clock with that Biscane in some freaking AUDI. I'll be damned if I let that happen. So he claims that the white one's the faster one and that it runs high 12s, but he's never had it to the track. Ricer math. I gotta know what the hell that Biscane runs long before I get into any tussles with some Kraut wagon on the street.
I think you got him covered. You got Billy covered.
Well, he doesn't know that. We did a little roll race with the Malibu the other night against that truck, and he swears I was on the kit, and I wasn't. And you know it.
Yeah.
You know it. You were in the car with me. I was on motor.
Yeah.
We're going to get this thing ready, and we're going to get that Biscane ready, because when them kids come back from Florida, I fully expect an all-out assault on the old man. What do you think of that coil mount that Amish Mike made for me? Isn't that nice?
Turned out good.
Yeah. So now we can mount that securely to the inner fender. That's one more problem crossed off my list with my Malibu. We got to get that nitrous kit working too. Off the progressor. I know it works off the button, but we got to get that progressor working. So Kenny and I are going to do a little bit of maintenance on the Malibu today and try and get it ready for a grudge race with Billy's GMC pickup. I need to run down to Mark's and pick up a set of plugs for the Malibu, and we want to change the transmission fluid and service the transmission while we've got some time. As of right now, I think the Biscane is ready to make a test pass. However, our local track is still closed for the season. So my only options are to take the car all the way to Cincinnati to test it, or take the car out on a test spot and use a draggy to find out what it runs. Little did I know on my way to Mark's, I was heading for an ambush. If you watched my last video, you saw me and my brother go to the junkyard. When offered a ride to the top of the hill with our tools, my brother turned it down, in what I would later find out to be a premeditated assault.
What'd you say, your legs are hurting?
Well, yeah, my legs are hurting. You jackass, he offered to bring us up here in the truck.
Oh, you need the full experience.
You're going to get the full experience here in a minute. So here's what I mean by premeditated. My brother has a YouTube channel, and he's called in Mark to film me walking into the store this morning after forcing me to climb Mount Astro. This is the first time I've ever walked into the parts store with the camera on me.
Are you limping a little bit?
Hell no.
Huh?
What are you
sure?
talking about?
I'm just checking. I see from your excursion yesterday. I just want to make sure that you was okay.
That brother of mine.
Well, he was trying to punish you. I think it was what it was.
Well, he failed.
Huh?
Does it look like
no,
I'm in
I
pain?
see nothing.
Does it look like I'm in pain?
No, nothing.
Huh?
There's nothing.
Little dance, little jig.
Little
dancing
jig.
bear.
Yep, nothing. So I think that his mission failed.
So listen, enough goofing around. I
Yeah,
got
I
serious business to tend to
I
here.
feel pretty good today, so.
But what's going on with my brake situation?
Hey, look, I got everything in I was supposed to get, and guess what?
What?
It all matched.
Really?
Calipers matched.
So does he have the stuff?
He does.
Oh.
He's been here and gone.
Really?
Yes, everything. I wouldn't let him have the boxes though, because he lost the last ones. I gave
Well,
him, so.
I'm riding his ass like Seabiscuit to
Well,
get that thing
He's
done.
got bearings. He's got the calipers. Yeah, no, he's got everything.
You sure?
Well, yes, he
That
does.
sounded like a little bit of
he
a...
forgot. I just remembered he forgot to take something with him. But
What?
He's gonna have one of the rotor, the last rotor. It's still.
He left one here?
I think he left it here. Yeah, I didn't look. I left him unsupervised, and I knew I shouldn't have done that. So, but
Well, put it in the trunk of that Biscane. I'll take it and deliver it to his
Oh,
ass
will ya?
right now.
Okay.
I need that truck done. I
know
got
you
spring cleanup to do.
Yeah, I know you do.
I don't know who's more full of shit, Mark or my brother, but I need my dump truck back ASAP. Well, where in the hell is this brake rotor you said Bucko left?
I thought he left it here, but he didn't.
So he did take
He
it.
did take it. Yeah, he must have snuck back in and took it.
Well, I'm going to sneak back up here and see what the hell he's
You
doing.
better go check him out. So.
With all the projects we've completed and all the racing we've done over the last 2 years, there's a lot of scrap metal and a lot of tires that need to be hauled away behind my shop. So I picked up an old 72 Chevy dump truck out of Indiana the other day and drove it up to Bucko's Junk Emporium and Goat Factory to get the entire braking system replaced. Now, my brother isn't exactly known for his organizational skills, but believe it or not, he does pull off a miracle from time to time. Small projects typically he does pretty well at, but major projects require a certain amount of oversight and daily pressure to get them done. Well.
You got somebody else to bother.
No. What's this bullshit you calling Mark, telling him to film me as I pull in the shop down there, saying that I'm going to be limping and hobbling around?
It's an awful lot of exercise for you yesterday.
I'm fine. I don't have a single problem.
That's debatable.
Are you getting anything done?
Trying to. Are you?
Yeah, I'm getting something done.
It
I'm
looks
working.
like you're driving around annoying people.
No, that's not what I'm doing. I had to go pick up parts. By the way, Chumphole said that you left a rotor down there.
No, I didn't leave a rotor down there.
Well, he had me pull around back to grab it, and I was going to rile you for leaving parts behind, but he gave me false information.
Yeah, it's because I can't depend on him to give me all the parts. I have to go through and make sure I got them all in the back of the truck.
Hello, cat. What's the cat's name?
Doofus.
So I see the front wheel's back on. Have you already got this side done? Wait, you mean you haven't even taken that front wheel off?
I'm doing the backs first, and then I'll deal with your conundrum up front.
Well, why couldn't you do the backs while we were working on finding parts for the front?
I've got service calls to do too, you know.
Service calls.
I was in Reynoldsburg this morning.
Were you?
Yeah, waiting on Chump for parts, so I took off on a service call.
Well, make sure you take that hourly rate off of me. I'm not exactly sure what my hourly rate is or if it covers his shop help or not, but there's always some question in my mind as to whether the hours were actually spent working on my truck or searching for his tools. Of course, Bucko claims if I don't like the bill, then I should buy better equipment. What are you trying to say?
You want a nice truck, but you buy the crappiest truck you can get your hands on?
I bought what I could afford.
From the farthest place away that you could possibly go get it with the worst roads.
Indiana is not that far.
After you get done driving through moon craters, it's about twice as far.
That's my problem, not yours. Your problem is getting my brakes done. My problem's gonna be paying the bill. I can see that already. Let me know when you're about done with this, because I want to order a new set of simulators for it, and I want to have you put them on when you put the wheels back on.
That's what we need is simulators.
Well, I mean, it's an important part of what I'm doing here. The truck's got to look good.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I don't want it to look like a pile of junk sitting in my backyard.
You should have spent more time shopping.
So that brings us to Thursday, and my spring cleaning is put off yet another day. Vicky and I are both anxious to start getting the place cleaned up, and Wyatt is eager to learn new things with his papaw. Me, Kenny, and Wyatt were all three working on some projects out in the shop this morning while we wait for a delivery that's due later this afternoon. We were busy installing a custom light kit in Pookie's Blazer when the delivery I've been waiting on showed up out front. A few weeks ago, Uncle Bob had me custom order a hood from Glass Tech for his 73 Nova. The plan is to build Bob's Nova into a drag and drive car similar to my Malibu so that Bob can travel with us and race a little bit this summer. Bob picked up this car a few weeks ago and he's excited to get started. We haven't really had time to do anything with it, but since his hood just came in today, I figured now would be a good time to come up here and get it and at least get the hood bolted on it so we can test fit it and make sure it fits. And then I think what I'd like to do is take it to House of Pearls and have them cut it above it. That's still the original paint. When Bob found this car on Facebook Marketplace, I found it hard to believe that this 52-year-old car only had 23,000 original miles. However, seeing is believing. Bob's Nova still wears its original paint and all of its original interior. And past title history shows a documented 23,000 original miles. The only thing not original to this car are the tires, the headers, dual exhaust system, and the stereo. The car is 100% completely rust-free and remarkably resembles the 73 Nova that Bob first raced years ago. It was his first car, but Bob's original Nova had some serious rust problems. The car was eventually parked and sold, so for the last several years, Bob has been searching for just the right 73. And now that he's found it, it's time to get started. Bob plans to build a really healthy 427 small block Chevy pump gas engine to put in this car. And our first obstacle is hood clearance. Bob picked out a Stinger hood from Glass Tech. This is a fully fiberglass hood that bolts on in place of the original steel hood. And although all the other fiberglass hoods I've gotten from Glass Tech have fit very well, we still need to bolt it on the car and test fit it before I take it to House of Pearls to have it painted. We did have to notch the back of the cowl just a little bit, but other than this minor modification, the hood appears to fit very, very well. It bolts right to the stock hood hinges and uses the stock hood latch. The front sheet metal on Bob's Nova is completely untouched from the way the car left the GM assembly clamp. We're out of adjustment on the hood hinge, so the only thing we could do is take the hood hinge off and notch the mounting holes and slot them so that this side can go down some more. The front fits pretty decent. Actually, the rest of the entire hood fits really, really decent. You know, we did have to notch these just a little bit for the cowl clearance, but other than that, it fits really, really good. There's only one thing I'm concerned about, and it's the front of this hood. It's got this bump out like a 72 or 68 through 72 would have, and the 73 and 4s, they've got a little bit of it, but it's not that pronounced. And so that makes it really hard to get to the hood latch. And I'm not sure if the chrome, the 73 or 4 chrome will go on there unless we modify that. I'm not sure. We'll find out later once we get an opportunity to drill the holes for the chrome and see how it fits. But that is a concern. But other than that, it's a really nice hood. Uncle Terry?
Yes, sir.
I need some simulators.
We got some.
Do you?
Yeah, those right there, the 16-inch stainless,
Yeah.
8 lug. They're pretty. I mean, they're really
Well, they're
shiny.
going on a really nice truck.
Yes, they're good. They'll be good.
Where you been, man? You not been feeling good?
I've had some leg issues, a little cellulitis. And
Yeah.
I got a chronic case of cellulitis, so it keeps coming back. So
Man.
it's one of those things.
Every time I come in here, I'm like, is Uncle Terry here? No, he's not here. He's off today. Or
Off today. I get to spend a lot of time sitting in a chair looking at my foot. So, it's never a fun deal, but
are you feeling better?
yeah, I'm feeling better. Yeah,
Good.
I'm better.
Good.
I'm better. It's good. I've got the wintertime blues. I want warm weather to last for like more than a few days.
You want to live in Florida in the winter? Is that what you're telling me?
That'd go a long way. Or Texas, really, one of the two.
Or Texas?
But yeah, I'm just ready for it to get warm and stay warm.
Well, I think everybody is.
Yeah, everybody is.
The flowers are starting to bloom at my house.
Well, they are. I mean, when I was going home the other day, I saw those daylilies were springing up everywhere.
Yep.
Oh, you'll have to go out to the tulip festival again out there at Tempo Farm.
Good grief!
It'd
Don't
be fun.
start. Don't start. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Me too. I'm glad I'm feeling
Been
better.
worried about you.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I'm glad to see that Billy made it down to Cletus's.
Yeah, he didn't do very good, but
He
that's
didn't
all
do very
right.
good, but making an appearance sometimes, well, he got to go to Florida.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
I think they're headed back this afternoon.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I got to get my driveway cleaned out. He's bringing the motorhome and the trailer back, the stacker.
Oh, wow.
And I've got a whole driveway full of stuff I need to get cleared out and reorganized.
Yeah.
Kenny's back at the shop working on Uncle Bob's Nova.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that hood.
Yeah. He
That
got a new
Stinger
Stinger hood.
Yeah, that
Kenny's
thing's
been working
nice.
on it this morning. I think he's got the chrome trim put on and the Nova badge, and
That's cool.
he's
That looks period correct. I mean, it looks like
I
the
think
most
it's gonna be cool.
performance cars.
Yeah.
That's what they came on. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it looks like. Man, it's pretty. I like it.
Yeah, I can't wait. Bob's got, he's got big plans.
That's good looking. It's good looking.
It's going to be a nice car. It's got 22 or 23,000 original miles.
Unbelievable low mileage, yeah.
Kenny got it all cleaned up this morning, and I think the kids from House of Pearls are going to come down tomorrow and look it over. I think we're going to do some PDR work on it and have Nikki cut and buff it.
Nice.
And touch up some spots on it.
Paint's pretty good on it?
Yeah, the paint's still pretty decent. Good. It's the original paint, but
good.
You know,
That's cool.
It's got some scuffs and some dings and dents from storage, people laying stuff on it, leaning against it and stuff falling against it. But, you know, typical stuff for a car that old.
For sure. How's Bisquick coming?
It's coming good. I got a race locked in.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, oh yeah. If it don't go in my favor, I'll be back to get some stuff.
That's right. We can make sure it does go in your favor.
So after I picked up my simulators at Jegs, it was time to make my trip out to the farm to check in on Buckwheat and deliver these things to him. These simulators are basically polished stainless steel wheel covers that look a lot nicer than a white steel painted wheel. And I want to make sure these get put on the truck when Jeremy puts the wheels and tires back on. That was some sneaky shit you pulled.
What sneaky shit?
Making me climb Mount Astro, and then knowing that I'm probably going to be in pain, called Mark and put him in charge of filming me walking in, hoping that I would be injured.
Oh, Kenny too.
What do you mean, Kenny too?
I called Kenny and said I wanted footage for that shit too.
Kenny didn't tell me that.
I told him it was a secret.
Evidently, I'm going to have a little talk with Kenny Powers when I get back to the shop. Did I do good?
I suppose. Wonder if it fit on mine.
Hey, I'm not buying these for your truck. I'm buying them for mine.
Hey, I was a research, bud.
Well, at least now we've done all the research and development to making these trucks safe.
Yeah, there's the unsafe part. It's going to be in my video.
Well, at least now you know how to put disc brakes on the front of yours.
Wasn't planning on doing that, but...
But this is beneficial for both of us now.
Easy.
So you can take a little bit of that research and development off my bill, right?
Oh, no. No.
So the clock's ticking.
Yeah.
How soon?
I'd say tomorrow.
You said that 2 days ago.
While I'm filming. It takes a little longer when you're filming.
Whoa. You're filming this for your channel?
Yeah.
So I'm paying you hourly to film work to put it on your YouTube.
I ain't getting paid from YouTube, so somebody's paying a bill.
Discount.
No.
Discount.
No.
Discount.
Upcharge.
After I got done harassing my brother up at the farm, I came back to see Kenny Powers, whose productivity far exceeds Bucko's. Well, KP, you've had a pretty productive day today.
Yeah, you got a lot done today.
You got the gauges put in Vicky's El Camino.
Yeah.
I've needed that done for a long time. They even light up when you turn the headlights on. I checked that too. Perfect. Got the Malibu taken care of today, did some work on it. And I think it's just about ready to go make a test pull. But what we really need to do is make a test hit on this thing, because the kids are on their way back tonight. And before they get back, I need to find out what this thing runs. Unfortunately, the tracks are closed, but I stole a draggy out of Billy's 55. If you're not familiar with what a draggy is, it's a GPS device designed to show you how quickly your car accelerates from a stop. It connects to your smartphone and gives you a virtual time slip and shows not only your 60-foot, your 330-foot, your 1/8 mile, and 1/4 mile ET. It also records and documents weather conditions such as barometric pressure, density altitude, actual altitude, as well as elevation changes throughout your pass. It will also tell you your 1/8 and 1/4 mile per hour. In the past, the kids and I have made passes at the track where we get a time slip where we can compare to the draggy. 1/8 mile and 1/4 mile ET and mile per hour are typically within 2 to 300ths. However, the 60-foot is usually 700ths to a tenth slow. That's due to the fact that a timing system calculates your 60-foot ET based on a rolling start, whereas the 60-foot timer on a draggy starts the instant the car moves. Although the Biscane spun the tires just a little bit on the launch, the biggest problem was down track. Midway through second gear, the car started to lay over, and I figured it was because it was low on fuel. So we drove down to a local filling station not far from our test spot and topped off the fuel tank in the Biscane with some 92 octane, and then drove straight back up to the spot and prepared to make another test hit. Now, I felt pretty confident that this would take care of the problem. Years ago, my Nova used to do this same thing, and my Malibu does it as well.
All right,
I think I'm ready. I think the drag is set. Ready, KP?
Yep.
Topping off the fuel tank definitely helped, but it did not solve the problem entirely. So I stopped, turned the Biscane around, and came back to pick up Kenny so we can head back to the shop.
So it made a full pass, but it was running out of fuel still. Like it didn't die, but it was still running out of fuel midway through second gear. I don't think the fuel pump's able to keep up with it.
This is a pretty common problem with older muscle cars that still use a stock block-mounted fuel pump. But as it turns out, the pump itself may not be the problem. All right, so we got the Biscane back here, put it up on the lift, and I think we found our problem. It's got a 5/16 fuel line instead of 3/8. It's 3/8 coming out of the tank, but whoever replaced the fuel line from the tank forward ran 5/16 line. Let me show you. It's way too small. So it's 3/8 coming out of the tank, and then it's 5/16, and they've just got this hose clamp on it to squish a 3/8 line down to try and tighten it up on a 5/16. Choking it down. So I've got a fuel pump here that we took off Mom and Dad's 55 Chevy. It's a good pump. It hardly has any miles on it, and I'm not going to reuse it on the 55. So I'm thinking what I might do is put an electric pump in the back and run a number 6 braided line from the back up to the front and just replumb this fuel system and delete the stock fuel pump off the block. Stock fuel pump tends to put a lot of heat in the fuel, especially in the summertime, and I don't like that. So we'll see what we get into tomorrow, but I'm sure glad we went and tested before we locked in that race with that kraut wagon. I would have been in big trouble, and we got to get this damn thing fixed before them kids get back from Florida, because once they see this video and they know I got problems, they're going to be on me like white on rice.